What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're finally installing our Hydo E-brake in G35. Let's get to it. Well, first things first, if you didn't notice, I have a mic now, so hopefully the sound quality will be better. Just trying to slowly improve the videos as I go and invest a little bit more into the channel here and there. But first things first, we've got to pull the center console out, get all that stuff done. This isn't going to be an extremely step-by-step how-to. There is a million videos on Gktech stuff in particular. They have good videos, so I'll link their videos down in the description maybe, or just search them and you'll find them. But this is just me doing it. It's not a how-to, but just me covering the process. We'll get this pulled out and then get started. Real quick though, something cool I want to show you. So I've showed you guys my new truck, the 2025 Frontier. The only thing I've done to it so far is put some 1-inch wheel spacers on it, just kind of poke the wheels out a bit. Other than that, it's all stock. But took a little side quest this morning to get this Nismo off-road 1.5-inch spacer lift kit. This is just one piece to what I'm fully putting on the truck. I'm doing the Nismo 2-inch lift shocks as well, and the upper control arms, just because when you lift these trucks, sometimes the coil bucket can hit the control arm. So Nismo makes good stuff to mitigate that. But it'll be a 3-inch lift overall, so that'll be sometime in the near future. The Nismo shocks are just like $2,500, so finish the car first. Let's get started on this. Center console's all out. Pardon my drift button to turn off the yaw sensor. Anyway, pull these bolts out and then we'll be ready to mock fit the e-brake. So we actually got to remove the radio because all this is in the way of where the master cylinder is going to go. And maybe even the e-brake itself. We'll pull the radio out and we'll have a better view. Well, that turned into a lot more bullshit than it was worth. I guess someone had some kind of way to hook up a fucking iPod to this radio. Very old school shit, just a rat's nest of wires. But that's out. But all that shit took forever. So now we can pull some of this foam out, move some wires out of the way, and get a good test fit on everything. What a pain in the ass that was. That was all those wires tucked way down under here. Not fun, but back to it. Alright, so I got the e-brake mounted to the bracket, got the cage fully mounted, and the master cylinder fully mounted. I had to pull out this, I guess this is the vent for the feet heaters or something. I'm not sure where it goes, but it is a vent, which is strange. It's different from the older model G35s, where there's normally like a white box down here that's not on this one. I think that's just for the older models. This is a 06, so I think they changed it, but you just got to sacrifice that vent, which is okay. These will still work, but it clears good. I just have it mocked up in here for now. It's in adjusted as far as it'll go. So what happens is, let me pull this out. Okay. So you can adjust where it lays by how far in it's threaded on the rod on the actual master cylinder itself, like that. But I have it all the way in, just so the angle is such that it's not going to hit the climate control or nothing. Well, it may still a little, but well, actually, if it's sitting like that, it should be fine. But now I'm going to test fit the radio, make sure it fits, and then go from there. So I decided I obviously need to sit in the seat where I'm going to be to feel if it's comfortable. And it does feel good, but it is hitting the radio just a little, and that is adjusted out as far as it can go. So what I may do is pull these out and kind of notch the actual bracket so I can slide it back a little bit just to get this away from here. Now I am going to do the different bezel to put an actual radio in here. As far as reach goes, first, second, third, feels pretty good. But I may see if I can drill these holes out bigger and slide it back just maybe I mean, it doesn't need much at rest. Once that's tight, it's going to be barely anything. I may tighten this just to see for sure, actually. Let me do that. All right, so I got it adjusted back. I actually didn't have to drill this at all, and it just clears. It's not engaged at all, just clears. Now, I am going to do the aftermarket radio, like I said, for a double din, because I got to have music in this car. And I think it will sit in a little further, because it's not an OEM piece. It might not fit the greatest. And if anything, if it's still too close, I can always trim it a little. The aftermarket one is not that high quality anyways, but this drift car, I don't want to spend $500 on the JDM double din, because I'd rather put that $500 in performance parts. So, but yeah, that fits good. Now I need to run the line from here to go to the back, and I need to figure out how I'm going to route it, where it's going to tee off and everything. And then that will be set. And then I'll finalize all of this whenever I do the dual caliper stuff in the rear. For now, I just want to get the e-brake mounted and then get a good position, get everything in place, loosely remount this because I'm going to take it back out to bleed it and everything, and then we'll be good to go. So yeah, it fits good. I'm super happy with it. This is all fully tightened down. Fits good. It comes with new bolts to compensate for the bracket in between. It's a solid unit. I like it. And the position is great. Sitting over there feels good. We're getting there. So this is kind of good and kind of bad. This tray, which houses the ashtray and cigarette lighter, can be taken out and this goes straight through it. I didn't have to cut anything to get it through. I do have to trim a little bit here for engaging the e-brake, which is not a huge deal. And I might make a little like a block off plate. I might just get like a little piece of carbon fiber or something just to kind of make a plate here just to block this empty space, because I don't need an ashtray or a cigarette lighter. Like I don't need that. I don't smoke. This car, it doesn't really matter if it's gone, but it's pretty cool that I didn't have to like guess a hole. It just worked, which is sick. It fits nice. I have the brake line mounted to the master, and then this is all just kind of, what the fuck? Oh, there we go. Let me get this up out of here. I had to trim also this here. There was some plastic coming down and around. I could have just cut it here, but I went ahead and kind of cleaned it up and just made one clean cut. But it can still mount here, which is nice. Everything, this, I might trim that a little where the plastic's hitting the nut. It barely touches, like if any at all, like hardly. This same with this here. It fits really nice. The way they designed this kit is truly a bolt-on affair, minus a couple cuts that I had to make here and removing that vent piece here. Other than that, it's very smooth. Had I not found the rat's nest of wires from the FM transmitter thing, but regardless, drift button, which I may just unplug the yaw sensor, but I have this running under the carpet here, and I'm going to run it under the carpet as well there and pull that little back seat out, figure out where I'm going to tee it off at, and then that's going to probably conclude where I'm at today. I don't really know what else I could do more after that, after I trim the bezel. to make room to pull the e-brake. I think that's going to do it after this, because the only thing left to do after that would be the dual caliper setup itself. And I'm not doing that here in the driveway. I'm going to do that at the shop, so I can put the car up on jack stands and stuff. But coming along, it's looking good. I'm going to trim this a little bit and then pull the seat out. So I'm not going to cut too much at one time. You see it gets pulled at an angle towards me like this. I'm going to just kind of draw a rough shape of what I think needs to come off. We're going to start with like a little half moon. Actually, we'll go down a little bit more. Kind of make that even. We'll cut that out first, because it's not going to require too much action to pull it once it's bled. So I'm not going to cut it now for full engagement. I just want enough to get a feel for it. We will start there by cutting that out with the Dremel. And there we go, got it trimmed up. If it needs any more trimmed than that, because it does hit if I pull it, further back than that, but that's a lot of throw. I don't know that it's going to take much more than that, but it depends on how it is when it's bled. We will see. If it needs more, I can always pop this off super easy, trim it some more. And I am going to get a little plate, probably like some dry carbon or something, just to kind of fill this in, and it'll look pretty good. Just I don't know, maybe panel bond to the back of this to fill this gap in. I don't need an ashtray, like I said. That's a pretty clean install right there. I'm happy with that. It's not touching. It's perfect. It's a good position too. Oops, I pulled it back a little far, but yeah, that's nice. I can grab it easy. Shifter doesn't even come close to it. Yeah, that's going to be sick. Hell yeah. Now I can finish doing what I need to do with the brake line to get it in position. And then that's going to be it for this video, but we'll do this first. All right, I got the brake line ran under the carpet here. It'll be tucked under here nice and securely. It's ran up under here. I pulled the seat out, and it'll go to right here. So what I'm going to do is, when I go to do the dual caliper brackets, I have to drill probably into somewhere around here, maybe a little bit, probably right here into the wheel well. Run a rubber grommet through. But what I'm going to do, since this has a little extra, I will just riv nut it right here in place, and then they can tee off from here. And it comes with P-clips, so I'll put in here. I'll cover all that in part 2 of the next video, doing the dual caliper stuff. But for now, I'm going to button everything up in here, put the seat back in, and then I'll show you what everything looks like all fully buttoned up. All right, everything's back together. Looks pretty sweet. Let's get down in here. Looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. Get everything adjusted how I'm gonna sit. It's pretty good reach. Let me scoot up just a bit. Yeah, there we go. That's much better. It's not a huge reach. I'd say that's about as far as it's gonna need pulled. That's good right there. Like I said, I'll get a little block off plate. I'll make something custom for that. That'll look cool. But yeah, it's a good install. Good fitting piece, not touching it at all. Even when it stops just before, it's crazy how good it fits. But yeah, that's gonna do it. Next video I will, oh actually real quick, let me go to the back and show you real quick. So the brake line actually is right here. It's not hung on anything at all. The seat is just out of the way enough. It gets folded down, so this will be tucked away nice and not in a bind at all. So you won't even know it's there. Well, that's gonna do it for this video. I appreciate you guys watching. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like, leave a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm almost to 1,000 subscribers. Just under 900 right now, so I'm pretty hyped on that. Those of you who are watching the videos seem to be enjoying it, so thank you for that. If you're excited about seeing this thing drift finally, leave a like, please. Push the video out, let more people see it. And let me know anything else you might want to see. 240 stuff, truck stuff, it don't matter to me. But for now, that's gonna do it for this one. Next video, I will be doing the dual caliper brackets and adding the other calipers and bleeding the system, and maybe doing some testing on the e-brake. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the next one, and I will see you then. Peace.